Keyboard shortcuts are one of the easiest ways to increase your productivity with basically any software tool. And that's why we'll take a look at some of the most important and most used keyboard shortcuts in Notion in this video. As a matter of fact, we have been using keyboard shortcuts the whole time when we used the slash command. So using the slash command and then just typing, the type of block that we want to have is just a keyboard shortcut as well. But now we'll also take a look at some of the additional ones that we have available to us in Notion. First of all, if you go to the back of any block that you have with text in it and you type slash and then color and then the name of the color, so for example red, then you can make the text turn into that exact color. Once you've done that, you can actually also use the slash color back command to choose any of the background colors. So maybe give it a red background color like this, and you see the effect is applied to the block. Next, you can open up the quick find menu with Control and P, and keep in mind that the Mac shortcuts will be available down below, so you will always see the Mac version below. And so, I'll use the Windows shortcuts in my videos, and that's what I'm going to say as well. Another shortcut that we talked about earlier as well, and one of the most used shortcuts for me personally, is the duplication shortcut, which is Control D. So this allows us to duplicate any block that we have inside of Notion, and we can also duplicate multiple blocks. So if we have these 3 blocks highlighted and I press Control D, it will highlight and duplicate all of the 3 blocks that we have. When you have a paragraph or a text and you want to create a page or a link to a page, you could use the double square brackets in order to either link to a page, add a new subpage, or add a new page somewhere else in your Notion workspace. To add a date, mention a person, or create a new page, use the add command anywhere on the page and then choose whatever you want to do. This is again one of the most common shortcuts used in Notion. If you're familiar with Markdown, you can also use the Markdown formatting to write your content inside of Notion. So for example, to create a heading 1, use one hashtag symbol and then press the spacebar and you'll get your heading 1. If you do 2 hashtags and then the spacebar, you'll get a heading 2. And for 3 hashtags and the space, you'll get the heading 3. If you want to italicize a piece of text, just use the asterisk on either side, so like this, and it will automatically be applied to the text. The same also works if you use 2 asterisks, and then in this case, it will actually make the text bold, so like this. And you can also use the little backticks if you add them a couple of times to create a code block inside of your Notion workspace. To create a bulleted list, just use the dash and then space, and you have a bulleted list. And you can also create a numbered list by using 1, then the dot, and then press space, and then you have a numbered list. With open and closed square brackets, you can actually create a checkbox. And with the greater than sign and then a space, you can create a toggle quickly. And lastly, with quotation marks and then a space, you can create a quote block. There are lots of additional shortcuts in Notion, and you'll find the full list in the description down below. But that should be it for this video. And in the next videos, we'll take a look at how I personally use my Notion workspace, both for work and in my private life.